Right, so finally it has been confirmed 12 hours of power for household as well as 24 hours for industry. But how would this pan out? Well, let's see what the guide would say. Good afternoon, thanks for joining us on Midday Business with me, Nana Ekiamensa Brampa. Ahead of that, what would you settle for? Would you go for a torchlight, a generator set, or an inverter? Well, while most Ghanaians are fuming over the erratic power supply, some are smiling all the way to the bank. I'm talking about generator dealers who seem to be cashing in, but as MiddayLive reports, customers find it difficult to buy because they are expensive.
It's 10 a.m. Wednesday. In a turn to the left or right, one is likely to see a generator shop or servicing area. Dealers of standby generators at Rollins Park in Accra are overwhelmed with demand from businesses and homes due to the erratic power cuts. Consumers are only left with the option of a purchase of a standby generator. William Aseki and another gentleman are prospective buyers of generators. After minutes of deliberation and negotiations, they finally conclude on which one to buy. William explained why they were buying a generator at this time.
We run an internet cafe and then we always need light in running it. We were not having money, but then because of the light, we had to get to someone and gather the money for the generator.
Abdul Latif Bawa, a dealer, explained the types and capacity available, admitting sales had shot up.
Business was very low before the doomsday, but now the business has increased in terms of buying and also servicing generators also as well. In a day we can sell almost about 3 generators, but now at least in a day we can sell almost about 5-6 generators depending on the cost of the generator. And moreover too, some people will come for a generator, but the money they can't afford it, so they can't buy.
He indicated servicing was also on the high.
A day at least we can service about 5-6 generators a day because everybody is trying to repair his generator.
Yusuf Kafaru, also a dealer, spoke about the improvement in sales but touched on the window shoppers. Another dealer, Mohammed Suleiman, said he had run out of smaller generators because it was in high demand.
No, that one is very cheap, so people have been purchasing that one most. About 3 days today now, we don't even have some now.
The sale of torchlights wasn't left out.
I'm able to sell about 3 cartons in a day. Before lights off, I wasn't even bringing it. I was bringing other products, but now the bulbs they are not buying. It's the rechargeable lamps and then the battery ones they are buying.
So, whether a torchlight or standby generator, it's about what you can afford.
And still finding solutions for the short to medium term, the Minister of Power, Dr. Kwabena Donkor, says financial agreement to purchase the 2 emergency barges will be completed by next week. The sector minister hinted the ministry will also introduce clean coal as an alternative fuel for thermal plants. The current power crisis has been attributed to ongoing maintenance work on thermal plants, poor rainfall in the Akonsombo Dam, and erratic supply of gas from Nigeria. Dr. Kwabena Donkor says Ghana would have to explore the use of coal as an alternative choice of fuel, as Ghana could no longer rely on gas supply from Nigeria.
We have exhausted hydro. We don't have enough gas domestically, and we cannot rely on the gas pipeline. Therefore, we are going in for coal as an additional fuel source.
Currently, the power deficit is pegged at 660 megawatts at peak hours. The sector minister says all financial agreements to purchase the 2 emergency barges would be concluded next week.
There will be financial closure that will enable the process of getting the barges into the country to begin. Some work will have to be done in Ghana to enable evacuation of power when the first barge anchors at Fishing Harbour.
But energy expert and former chief executive of the Volta River Authority, Dr. Charles Rekubrobe, is of the view the purchase of barges will not solve the crisis.
The clean coal requires that when you produce it, you capture all the carbon. When you capture the carbon, you need to store it. So there's a problem of, it's like storing nuclear waste. You have to have that technological capability. If you look at the displays on coal, this is a pipe dream. Nobody's even discussed it. Nobody's talked about how much it's going to cost. So why are we focusing on coal? Again, it's seeing is believing. The barges were announced over a year ago. They said it would take 9 months, but the 9 months have come and gone. What we were told today was that it may come at the end of the first quarter.
It is expected that the 2 barges would supply about 450 megawatts of power to the national grid. And whilst we continue to talk about issues concerning energy, I'm sure you would want to know exactly what the commodity market looks like this afternoon. Figures coming in from Bloomberg, indicates that the prices continue to fluctuate. Precisely talking about a barrel of oil on the international market. Yesterday we saw it hovering around $57 a barrel, but we have seen it fall again to $53.42 a barrel. They're seeing some price drops there, 0.74, with a percentage of 1.37% there. So you can tell that prices continue to fluctuate. Whether or not it will reflect on our markets, I'm sure when that debt is paid, we would be able to find out. But that would do for business this afternoon.